welcome to Cure Presents CNBC TV18's Design Masters, powered by Hindware and Berger Easy Clean. Now, this competition provides a one-of-a-kind platform to hunt for the most promising student and practicing architects in the country. Over the last 2 weeks, we have watched the top 6 teams from the students and professionals categories battle through the semi-final rounds to secure their spot in the finals. In today's grand finale episode, we have the leading 3 teams in each category pitch their proposals to the jury, and only the top student and professionals teams will be crowned the winners. 3 contestants in the students and professionals categories were presented with a supplementary challenge in the final round. In addition to their original presentations, they were given a twist, where each team had to suggest a vision for their proposed marketplace challenge entry in the year 2050.
Welcome formally to the semi-finals and finals of Design Masters Challenge. With all the action around, you're all stars.
Amongst the jury members were Abha Naren Lamba, Conservation Architect; Sanjay Puri, Principal Architect, Sanjay Puri Architects; Ravi Sarangan, Founder Director, Edifice; Sonali Bhagwati, President, DPA; V. Krishnamurthy, VP Marketing, Hindware; and Michael Foley, Founder, Foley Designs and Mentor, Design Masters. First up were the contestants from the students category. The first team presenting to the jury were Nityam Churasya and Harshit Rajkotia, students of Architecture, Madhav Institute of Technology and Science, Gwalior. Their project, Kinetic Modules, created with shipping containers for Phoolbagh, Gwalior.
Indian street vendors, an ultimate survivor, self-employed, an amateur businessman, an economic catalyst, an innovator, adaptive, designer by default, forms the major part of the urban setting who plays a vital role in daily activities of neighborhood, reducing our daily stress for moving miles in search of particular items. Here I present my video presentation.
The pitch was focused on providing an efficient solution for street vendors who are over 1 crore in number and contribute greatly to the Indian GDP. The team devised prototypes of kinetic modules for these vendors, created with compartmentalized shipping containers. Each container can be manipulated to create an individual makeshift store, or 2 or more containers can be combined to create a larger space. The ultimate vision was to create an entire container market in Phoolbagh, Gwalior.
मार्केट को हम लोगों ने 2 तरीके से, जैसे मार्केट पहले कैसे होते थे, मतलब रेसिडेंसेस उसमें, और आज कैसे हैं, मतलब हाई राइज के फॉर्म में चले गए हैं। तो उसके साथ हम लोगों ने मार्केट प्लेस कहाँ पे डेवलप होते हैं, रेसिडेंसेस के अलोंग और स्ट्रीट के अलोंग। तो हम लोगों ने स्ट्रीट और रेसिडेंसेस को लेके उनके साइड में, जैसे हाई राइज के साथ हमें मार्केट द सेम कंटेनर प्रोसेस इज देयर।
कंटेनर कॉन्सेप्ट है, हाउ डू यू सी दैट इवॉल्विंग टाइम के साथ? आई मीन, इज द कंटेनर फंडामेंटल टू द होल मार्केट प्लेस और कैन दैट इवॉल्व?
सर, यूनिट्स के साथ वो चेंज हो जाएगा। जैसे कंटेनर साइजेस पे डिपेंड करता है कि हम वर्टिकल सर्कुलेशन में जा रहे हैं तो भी यूज कर सकते हैं कंटेनर को।
आपको लगता है कि वो एक्सपीरियंस जो है सेलर का और बायर का एनहांस हो जाएगा, क्योंकि आप जो आर्किटेक्ट इंटरवेंशन कर रहे हैं इज टू एनहांस द एक्सपीरियंस?
सर, जैसे कोई भी जो सेलर है वो चाहता है कि उसे प्रॉपर शॉप मिले, क्योंकि वो मार्केट करना चाहता है वहाँ पे, और सारी चीज़ें हैं एक साथ। यदि हम कंटेनर में डाल रहे हैं तो ग्वालियर एक रीजन है जहाँ पे थोड़ी सी सिक्योरिटी इशूज़ हैं, और जो हिस्टोरिक मॉन्यूमेंट्स हैं उनका डिसयूज़ हो रहा है, मिसयूज़ हो रहा है। तो फिर एक साथ करने से ये है कि वो सारी चीज़ें भी हो जाएंगी, और साथ में एक साथ लोगों का गैदरिंग स्पेस बनेगा, और पार्किंग और ट्रैफिक का जो मूवमेंट है उसमें थोड़ा सा सुधार आएगा। तो that's why.
Next up were Deepesh Sangtani and Muhammad Adil Hussain, students of Architecture, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Their project, Design Ideation of Meena Bazaar, Delhi.
Why this site? Because it's 50 years old, since 1960 it's there. It has a religio-cultural significance. Then we have the users, that is the pilgrims, foreign tourists, Indian tourists and locals, and there's a large footfall, obviously. Then the problems out there, that is, the first one is environmental. Less tree cover, there's garbage all around, waterlogging problems. Then we have economic issues, like they have an untapped potential. They can compete, they are actually struggling around in that market. So the social problem is ignorance towards rights and duties. People don't know what their rights are. Like Nasvi and all are doing so much for street vendors and they are actually unaware of that. So this gives rise to social anti-social activities.
People come, they should see the side, the heritage side of the Jama Masjid. So we made two clear accesses, one along the entry to the Jama Masjid, if you see that black line over there, and from the Urdu Park to the memorial. We also have the other design interventions as the sunken court. There's an open air gallery to the Urdu Park. There's an open air theatre also, where we have the masjid stairs which had the clustered forms of that. And so these are the main design interventions. We can generate electricity when people are actually walking onto the site. And the electricity can be stored and worked onto the side for the lighting purposes and for the other uses. Then we also have these swings in the playground. Then the swing is actually moving. It can actually pump up the water to a water reservoir, and then we can actually take the groundwater and use it in the future use. By 2050, Meena Bazaar will become self-sustainable market, so it can sustain itself for all the electricity and everything.
From the various elements of design which you have done, one significant element of your design is going to make this timeless.
The shopping module that we have designed, it's actually for the shopkeepers, their comfort. The roof that it has, it can be changed by the shopkeeper itself. Then we have the storage space. This actually allows them to pack this stuff, lock it, and then leave for their houses.
What in your concept would you say differentiates you strongly from what malls are trying hard to do to replicate, what you see externally?
First of all, the heritage value has been increased because of the clear access. The Shahi entry is back. I have a stretch like that जहाँ पे मैं organization देख सकता हूँ. मुझे memorial दिख रहा है, मौलाना आज़ाद memorial, जिसके बारे में किसी को पता नहीं है. Maybe अगर मुझे पता चलेगा तो मैं जाऊँगा.
It was very interesting to see the variety of entries that came in from different parts of India. The teams could have been from anywhere, but we had a team from Kerala, for instance, designing for a marketplace in, say, Ahmedabad. I definitely think that this contest has huge potential to turn into something much, much larger.
With that, it's time for a short break. On the other side, we bring you more action from the final round of Design Masters. Stay tuned. The third and final contestant from the students category was Krishna Sirugudi, student of architecture, VNIT Nagpur. His project, Design of Phule Market, Nagpur.
The site lies in the heart of the city. Its immediate context is coming up of new malls and high-rise developments. Selecting of the site was quite easy because the most potential market which I looked at was the Phule Bazaar itself. It's mostly underperforming because of the time scale that it works on, the type of configuration it has. Coming to the process of the design, it actually works upon the idea that it's a commercial project, so it should address the acceptance of present FSI. The mixed use, or rather, I stacked up all the FSI I had at the back, and equitably I distributed the market at the front. So it creates a somewhat equity between the existing market owners and the commercial development that would like to come up. Coming to a grid iron pattern and experimenting with the sectorial lengths and patterns, the market actually, when we see through a street, the spillover activities get so dense that it intimidates the new person coming in. So I cut this out, and each sector is a reminiscent of the organic planning that I had before. This is the main market. This is the multi-utility ground which is actually planned to emphasize upon the public activities happening as well as can be used for market generation and parking also. This is the 5-story parking tower which is addressed to heavy vehicular traffic. Another innovative feature I worked upon is the e-ink canopy. It actually commercializes or projects the advertisements on the glass canopy, and it works upon the xylography to create commercial advertisement. The 2050 vision was actually, first I would like to develop it in stages. The number one stage is actually the functional or the massing raising that requires in the future. Reflecting on that, a floor can be added later. and connected with the sky bridges. There will be shops coming up that will just have displays, and all you have to do is select what you want, and the commodity might get delivered at your home itself. So we might not need shops only. And thirdly, I would like to reflect upon the flying cars that might come up. So we'll be needing a lot of surface area for the flying cars to land and work out. The future is driven by mode of transport, mode of commerce, and mode of advertisement. The market hence has been worked out on less architectural vocabulary, but a configuration which can be developed further.
The fact that while you're still a student, you've thought through aspects of FSI, zoning, economic revenue generation, financing models and sustainability. Whether you win a design award or not, you'll certainly win a client. So I think you've got it going for your long-term professional practice.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
I'm just curious to know that you've got all these open spaces and your roofs are individually placed over the shopping areas. What happens in the rains, for example?
Actually, I never wanted the rains to get actually cover the whole marketplace and make it sterile. I wanted the rain to come in and give it a flavor that it adds to the rainy season.
The next three presentations were from the professionals category. First up, Pooja Jyoti Rao Khernar, Inception. Her project, Market Design at India United Mill, Mumbai.
I have chosen the mill land. Why? Because mill land has given Bombay the economy rise. It gives a name on the world map. I am looking at it as a mixed land use development which will give the richer variety of the experience with the shopping. And it has a great opportunity to give another waterfront for the Bombay and for our country. And of course the redevelopment of mill lands. I have dedicated this program for firstly mainly the market. Second zone will be the owner will develop, the 1/3 part will be given to the owner, he can develop hotel or an apartment. Third will be the Ambedkar Memorial, and the open space and market can be combined areas. This is the main entrance to my market where I have given the specific lane so that the rickshawalas and other people can drop people coming to the market on the street. So I am not disturbing the main area. This is the open to sky areas in between where you can walk, having the trees and the kattas where you can sit if you are tired of shopping. These screens are made for the advertisement or for the movies, for the movie posters. So it will generate economically to sustain this area to maintain. It will be the good tourist destination as you have the ceiling there. And this project will be an amphitheater for your ceiling. I'll have the central wall kept as it is, but there will no shops, and you will just have the screens there. You will enter, and you will if for example you will just select the dress. This computer will scan you and take your sizes, and in 2 minutes you will get the fitted ready dress.
Convert a retail space into an architectural solution which stands out. You've done a wonderful job.
What I like a lot about this is, first of all, the way you've connected the road to the sea and enhanced your shopping. And secondly, I think it's a big structure because it's at different levels and it's starting from the sea coming up. But what I really like is that it's got a sense of, it's delicate in nature.
Both Hindware and Q, we work very closely with the architect segment over the years. So we were looking at an opportunity where we can create something which is very different and look forward by the architect community. This is the first year of the contest, and this will become one of the most coveted contests which every student and the young architect aspire for.
On that note, it's time for a short break. But on the other side is the much-awaited moment when the winners of Design Masters is announced. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Q on CNBC TV18's Design Masters, powered by Hindware and Berger Easy Clean. It's time for the final two presentations and the announcement of the winners of the competition. Next team from the professionals category to pitch their plans for the great Indian marketplace are Rohan Chavan, RCA, and Pankaj Bhagwatkar, PBA. Their project, Kapil Tirth's Marketplace, Kolhapur, market on ground with connecting street patterns.
Our concept revolves around three components. One is the connecting courtyards, which is like a public space which connects with the city and back.
Then another is the connecting streets that allows people to come in and shop. And then the floating roof, which is derived from the bamboo and cloth canopies, which covers this network of streets and courtyards. That's the module which we derived from the existing studies. It's a 3 meter by 3 meter shop. And what we did was we used the same display arrangements into a module. We proposed that this Madhwa Road to be a pedestrian plaza, which will be free of hawkers. And all the hawkers will be accommodated in the public plaza and in the setback areas. And the public plaza actually connects back with the temple and with the market. And the public plaza starts moving inside the market in the form of public space. And all the stores are connected with streets. And then you see the layering of the roofs, that the first floor streets are pavilions and the other layer of the roof is actually covering the streets that are there below. At night, the roof acts like a light tube which gives light to the streets and the central public spaces, and this entire space gets covered into a public plaza for cultural activity. We are looking at urban farming on rooftops. So all the residential units that will grow since 2050, so all will have this urban farming, and it will also be a public space. So it will be something like this. So all the rooftops are becoming green. So the societies are self-sustainable as well as this connection between public spaces.
It's a beautiful take from the organic streets and the way you transfer that organic into something a little more mathematical, but at the same time it's got that the difference, and it's got all the good points that the organic streets have, and it's a very structured manner. It's a very, very nice design.
050 design was not in sync, I felt, with what you've done earlier. You should just keep what you've done earlier to carry on.
2050.
Because I think it's a wonderful contemporary solution to a traditional concept.
The sixth and final person to present to the jury was Joseph James Allencherry, Karan Grover and Associates. His project, Market Redevelopment in the Old Town of Pondicherry.
The main reason a lot of us move to supermarkets from street markets is for visual organization. Now in a place like Pondicherry, where there's a gridiron pattern existent, which was designed by the Dutch and built over by the French, you can expect the market also to have a specific grid in it. Now the market has a grid. The only thing was this grid was designed 200 years ago and cannot meet the needs in the growing population, the number of sellers today. It has two major elements, such as the clock tower and the temple. The person standing outside the market has no idea what's inside. Someone inside the market has no idea what's outside, and someone standing even at the foot of the clock tower will not recognize it because it's currently used for sticking posters and drying clothes. These are the stores at ground level. And we also have the outer retail outlets. They are bigger units, 300 by 600 centimeters. So we can incorporate both of them. And some of these retail units also have double stories. You can actually access every part of the market through ramps and staircases. There are also 3 pump houses, one there, one here, and one down there, to pump the rainwater coming in out to the drainage level of the street, which is 1.5 feet. The market is dead after maybe 5 or 6 when the sun goes down. But if I had something there, if I give space there, maybe food vendors could, roll their carts down the ramps, they could come, they could set up, and they could sell food, and people could just sit down, maybe use it as an amphitheater at night. They could actually use the market more than what it's used now. It's been 200 years and this market still looks the same. So let's say 35 years from now, development is going to come all around the place, but since intact is applied for heritage status for the old town, no one can touch it. It's going to remain the way it is.
Just waiting for someone to tell us that their design is timeless and it can go on till 2050. So you thank you for that.
Thank you.
Is there any difference that you see in the way vendors sell there, or it's basically the same within the spaces that you provided?
In the spaces that are provided, if you also see, there's a sunken plaza, right? When there's open space, obviously vendors are going to come there, they're going to set up shop, they're going to crowd the place. But at least there won't be any built structures blocking the view, and so anyone walking to the market can actually see the whole thing as much as they want to. They can decide where to go and where not to go.
After a riveting round with the contestants pitching to the jury, the time had come to deliberate and reveal the winning contestants of Design Masters. The second runner-up in the students category were Deepesh Sangtani and Muhammad Adil Hussain, students of architecture, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. The second runner-up in the professionals category was Joseph James Allen Cherry, Karan Grover and Associates. The first runner-up in the students category was Nityam Charasia and Harshit Rajkotia, students of Architecture, Madhav Institute of Technology and Science, Gwalior. The first runner-up in the professionals category were Rohan Chavan, RCA, and Pankaj Bhagwatkar, PBA. And finally, the winner from the students category, winning a cash prize of 75,000 rupees, Krishna Sirugudi, student of Architecture, VNIT Nagpur. And the winner from the professionals category, winning a cash prize of 1,50,000 rupees, Pooja Jyotirao Khernar, Inception.
It feels absolutely great. It is impeccable actually. It can't be spoken through words because it is totally unexpected. I mean, it has been such a suspenseful event. So that's the surprise as well as the outcome that has come out of this event. It's totally great.
It is very exciting and I'm very, very happy that I won, and because the competition was very tough. So it was like interesting also to participate with such a talented people over here. I'm very happy.
Narrowed down from over 500 applicants, only the top teams in the student and professional category were selected as the most innovative in their field. Their designs evaluated on their ideas, creativity, viability and applicability by an esteemed panel. That's all we have on this season of Design Masters.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.